Buenas noches, mi nombre es Luis Santiago Gutiérrez Villegas, de Medellín, Colombia. Me gradué en West Point en el año 84. El primer día que ingresé a West Point fue una locura, parecía una torre de Babel. It really was hell. I saw a lot of people screaming at me on my face, and all I did, I just folded my shirts, underwear, socks, the same way they did when I went to my room that same night. I listened to the sound of taps as I watched across the Hudson River. I promised myself that I was going to graduate from West Point. Months before, almost 6-7 months before, I was told in Colombia I needed to have a nomination to be able to go to West Point. At the time I was told this, I didn't know what it meant. But once I knew, I took a flight from Medellín to Bogota. In that same flight, I was so lucky. To my left, there was a gentleman with a coat of arms of Colombia. And I asked him, "Sir, do you work for the government?" He said, "Yes, I do." I said, "Sir," his name was Marino Rengifo, I need a nomination to be able to go to West Point." He said, "Well, I don't have too many connections with the military, but I have a friend in Comisión Séptima in the Congress. His name, Marino Rengifo, who has a lot of friends with the Army. Go to his office with my business card," and that's what I did. When I met Marino Rengifo, he gave me his business card and he sent me to visit General Landazabal. General Landazabal. Once I talked to him, half an hour later, he signed a nomination for me to go to West Point Academy. The last days in West Point, especially the last one, when I got my diploma, I saw my friends wearing their blue uniforms as second lieutenants of the United States Army. That day, I realized I was not a United States citizen. I was a citizen from Colombia. I went to the showers, I changed my clothing, civilian clothing, and I left West Point to the unknown, because months earlier I called the ambassador of Colombia in Washington, Gómez Hurtado. He said to me that the only way for me to get into the military army in Colombia was to start all over again from day one. And I wasn't going to do that. I wasn't going to be a plebe again. And I got into the civilian world. But I never forgot my dream. The fact that I finished with this task, the fact that I graduated, didn't mean that this was the end of the road. Because that dream that I had in my mind before getting to West Point was in my mind, was in my heart, still is with me. Many of you, generals, working for the private companies, CEOs, working for churches, for liberal arts, whatever, we all have something in common, which is a sphere of influence that we have in common. And no matter what, if you quit the army, you retired from private companies, you will never feel comfortable until you reach that goal, until you fulfill that sphere of influence. I never forget what I was taught in West Point. Duty, honor, country is very different from what we have in Colombia. The guerrilla forces, FARC, are indoctrinated from day one that in order to reach their goals, it doesn't matter what it has to be done to reach their goals. And that's something that we are against. We feel that whatever we have to do in order to do it right is what counts. And I wasn't going to come back to Colombia to kill guerrillas, and I wasn't going to come back to Colombia to eradicate coke without finding out what really is happening, why we have guerrillas. I found out later, all the unjust situations that we face daily in Colombia are so terrible that many of you really don't know. The rate of unemployment is so high. The people in the farm areas, they don't have education, they don't have hospitals, they don't have access to all the facilities that very few people in my country they have. And that's equality, what we need in Colombia. Equality of privileges, equality of access to hospitals, to education, to share the wealth. Duty, honor, country is what I was indoctrinated in West Point. And that dream I have in my brain and my heart. And those words, those ethical words of duty, honor, country will go with me in the next years until I reach that point where I can put my sphere of influence to work and to help the people of my country. Because until not only few, but a wider group of Colombians can go to heaven, our country won't start growing. Good evening.